All right. I'm ready to go, I believe. Um, hmm. Okay, I'm gonna act like I'm excited. I am excited, but also I know this is about to be a little bit of a strong push from beginning to end. But either way, today is my first day at my new attempt to finish 100 days of code. And the difference in, well, there's maybe a couple things that are different this time around, but the main difference is that um, I will be focusing on machine learning for the next 100 days. So um, today I really want to start out by making sure I know what my goals are. I do want to set my website up a little bit because I plan to kind of try to make it easy for myself to maybe like recap or summarize or write, materials about a lot of the things that I'm learning as I go along. So, with that being said, I already have my website kind of set up with a blog style, but there's a little bit of work I need to do there. So, I want to make sure I get some of the baseline stuff done with that today. And then outside of that, oh, I need to pick whichever class I'm going to go through. I have some classes in mind, but I don't know. I feel like because I'm going to start this, from the beginning, and it would be good for anybody that is trying to do the 100 days of code for the first time, maybe to see like how I plan through the process and stuff like that. Because, some people have tried this before, sometimes some people haven't. So yeah. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm back. I don't know if I'm back on Night Crew. I was thinking about that today. Like, okay, I'm checking in for Night Crew. I haven't seen y'all in a while, especially on the programming side, because I think I haven't been able to code. Yeah, program at night since like the fall when I first came back. So, hey, y'all, welcome in. Coding Vibe and Mendoza. How's it going? Yeah, I'm checking in for night crew, so we'll see. I've been working on baby boy's sleep schedule. He's gonna be 11 months on Sunday slash Sunday is also my birthday. What the heck? So baby boy is gonna be 11 months on Mother's Day. Mother's Day is also my birthday. So and it's my first Mother's Day. But yeah, so I've been working on his sleep schedule. So I might be able to finally kind of switch back. I don't know. I do like doing some daytime stuff, but I miss being on night crew, y'all. Y'all know I'm a night owl, so and I've been getting my energy back too over the past couple of weeks. I would say, um, I've been having more energy towards the end of the day, and I know a lot of that has to do with like the time shifting and the days getting longer because I live in Detroit and like winter time sucks so bad for like daylight and sunlight and all that good stuff. So um lately I've been having the energy to like work on some stuff toward in the evening again, so just kind of get my energy back there. And usually I'm teaching through the evenings, at least for the past few months I've been teaching different programs that are usually in the evenings, but I it's going to be light for me over the next few months unless I decide to take another teaching assignment. So I think I'll be here for a minute. So yeah, we'll see. But I appreciate y'all for being here too. Let me know what projects are y'all working on because I know some people did say that they were gonna do 100 days of code as well. So we have 100 days of code in the Discord server. We do have a channel. Like I'm gonna actually go ahead and check in just to make sure that I confirm that I am getting my day kicked off because I really wasn't sure what time I was gonna stream today, but I just knew like it has to happen. And if anything, I would say that's my first and foremost, most important thing about doing something like 100 Days of Code. I always feel like, for me, I have to set myself a deadline to do something. And when things start to, fall behind I really understand that, the type of person that I am, I have to kind of put some structure to it. So that's why I'm doing 100 Days of Code right now as well. And also, another thing about it is that, um, I had to give myself a start date, right? So I know I was either going to start today or in a week, but I just decided, let's just go for it and just get some shit done. So that's what I'm doing right now. But it's very important to me to do stuff like this. So um, I know I'm not the only one. Don't post 100 days. Yeah. Let me see. I made a channel. Where is it? Oh, here's it. Here it is. Um, so yay. Okay. But yeah, I had put well, I had put this on LinkedIn, so like a couple people actually came over new to the Discord server just from LinkedIn. So, um, yeah, I'm just feeling good, y'all. I've been trying to get back on track. Oh my God, it's so hard. But I would say as a background, I started learning about like AI machine learning back in probably 2017. But at the time, I was still really early on. I felt like I was still learning a lot and getting a lot of my footing as a software engineer. And, I kind of I've dragged my feet on this over the years. I've always kind of dabbled here and there. You would notice that whenever and I made this, y'all, on my YouTube channel. I did this, so y'all know I'm trying to get my YouTube life together too. But let's go to the channel real quick. On the channel, I had made a playlist of some of the other um like talks and stuff that I have that I know of that are online. And so like you will see whenever I did talks for hacking with the homies, I always did something machine learning related, like trying to encourage developers to use machine learning and AI tools, understand the technology, even if it's not something you want to fully embrace as your specialty. So now I'm just kind of at a point where I'm ready to like take it seriously. As far as, in the past, I have let other work that I've done, whether it's for programs I teach for or different software engineering roles that I had, the tech stacks always took me away from what I needed to be learning for, AI. And um, now that's just a non-negotiable, So that's where I am right now. So I'm gonna say that my goals are a little bit on the lofty side because I was like looking at some roadmaps and stuff, and because I have experience and everything, I'm like 3 months, 4 months is like a solid amount of time to build like a portfolio. That's the amount of time it took me to finish my boot camp. So I know that's gonna take a lot of work, but luckily for me, I am at a point in my life where, like I said, classes will be light, and This is something it's a journey for me in the long run as well. So, um, maybe trying to shoot for like feeling MLE competent, at the end of this 100 days. We'll see. But that's like because ultimately I know that not only do I want to be more specialized in this area, but I'm planning to go back to school sometime in the fall. And I'm going back to school because ultimately I want to go and pursue a PhD in artificial intelligence and also, do research. And I've always wanted to teach in academia. I'm kind of sort of doing that a little bit now, but really just want to like eventually make that pivot. So yeah, this is the 100 days of code for me is like just a kicking off point. So I don't know. Everybody else has different goals. That's where I am in my journey right now. So I'll be let's see. Let me see. Get 3 projects done. Okay, preacher. So like, um, does it matter what type of projects? Do you have like a few, like some specific in mind? And then what I'm gonna do is, let's see. Okay, so I am going to. First of all, I have another thing about this, which I think is important. This can be important for other people as well, since this is also about like, I guess, kind of shaping, my profile as a software engineer. It's important to me to make sure that my social profiles are up to par as well, because, you know, if I want somebody to see the work that I'm doing and the things that I'm learning and the things that I'm building and view me as a potential, new team member, or, someone that they may be interested in working with, all of it has to be put together in a way that makes sense. So I think I'm gonna change my pins. I changed these when I was doing the podcast recording last week. So I wasn't really, I was thinking about it, but I wasn't. I was just kind of trying to demo. But thinking about this, okay, so I have 100 days of code here. The material that I want to show up here, I think I will slowly be swapping that out for things that are related to, machine learning. Oh, I know. Um, I'll keep these two. I'll keep this one because I'm gonna use this one to um, start following the podcast recordings and making blogs and like tutorials and guides that um, can have extra materials added there. So I'm gonna keep that one because that's like basically, this is some kind of educational content that I'm making for people. I don't know what this one is. I'm gonna double check which site this one is. I don't know if it's necessary for me to have my website up right now as a repository, because at the moment I am using I'm using Hashnote, and I think this is Hashnote. Yeah, Hashnote. So with Hashnote, like um I just have a repository that has readme files in it, and those readme files, let's see, yes, oops, uh dang it, you can update manually by running omz update. Okay, but yeah, I have a Hashnote project. I'm pretty sure all I have to do is put README files in there, and push them to GitHub, and then they automatically show up on the blog. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything for me to highlight as far as my repository, and plus on my profile. If I haven't already, I can make sure I have my personal site on my repository. Mm, now. Hmm, I have been here. I'll put 100 days of code in here for right now. I have been. I'm going to take Detroit Ipsum out too. I have been working on the AI. No, what's it called? The machine learning crash course. Yeah, so like for me for GitHub, I have to like just kind of clean it up, but um I was trying to find a way to easily publish to my blog from Hashnote through GitHub, because you just have to add README files anyway. Um I think they're actually coming with a new feature. I recently subscribed to whatever their new like membership feature is. So, or yeah, so we'll see. how that works out. um, okay, so the one I was looking for, I was doing the machine learning crash course. Oh, Google ML crash course right here. I've been doing this one, so I'm gonna save that one just because that is the main thing I have been working on educational wise right now. It'll probably get swapped out, but this is the one that I had started out with, um, that I've been working on. I was mostly working on this in February, a little bit in March. 100 Days of Code is right here. And then these are some other repositories that I'm working on. So right now this is okay for me. I need to update the description of this one. See, because there's no context. Um, and then I could probably update this tagline on my 100 Days of Code fork. And this one I have access to as well, so I could update this. This is our Girl Develop It Python curriculum. So I'm just gonna start. Let me see. Is it gonna be okay? Let me see how's this working. Member submitted tips, because I think I put these in the description. Pretty sure those are in the description. How does one how do I change the description after the fact? Let me put this over here for a second, just in case. I don't want to show anything that doesn't belong up there. I'm trying to find general. So weird. I don't see what I would expect to see, right? So here, because I can see I don't have anything interesting in here, but maybe I'm just missing it. Because look, so put it like this. This one has a description, right? So if I look at that one, is it taken? Oh, the about. Okay. So now let me see. Oh, here it is. Okay. I'm like, I have to be really just overlooking this. That's okay, because that is exactly how I do stuff. Like, I'm just gonna compare and contrast, and then it becomes way more obvious. So this is um I'm just gonna hit say. Ooh, topics. Python. Save. Okay. So now that should fix the problem with this not having a description yet. So let me do this one, and I'm gonna I'll come back to my 100 Days of Code repository, because I have to make changes there or decide to use the 100 Days of ML repo. This is Carl Walk Run. Okay, I'm gonna save that, I guess. That's okay. Let me see how it looks now. Oh, dang. I should have capped it. Thanks for the lurks. Thanks for the lurks. Also, let me pay attention to the dashboards because for some reason I have no idea why like Streamlabs is not getting my new events from Twitch. So I just keep a eye out for any updates there. I really tried to go live to YouTube, but I guess I don't know how to do it. So um I'll try next time. But I'm gonna post these. I'm gonna keep the whole series on YouTube as well. Some people might find it interesting, but yeah. So anyways, just looking at these. Um Okay, so I'm gonna leave those pins there for now. I know for the most part I have updated. I've kept this section up to date. I updated it recently, and then I've updated my README recently. So right now, um, I'm gonna leave it how it is and come back to it a little bit later, just because there's a few things I could clean up. But for the most part, at least it does, say that I'm currently working on AI and like that's on my learning journey right now. So I'm happy with that at the moment. Now let me go. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this here. I can close these other two windows that I had open. I don't need this one either. And then here's the blog. Okay, so I've been working on this, even though it don't look like I've been doing hardly nothing to it. But I have been working on this as far as like the structures and stuff and some of the assets that I wanted to have on the site. So pretty sure all of my socials are up to date. I should check, is this going to the right YouTube channel? Okay, so that goes to the right channel, so that's good. And then LinkedIn, and this is the RSS feed for this site. Okay, so I have been developing a couple pages for myself as well because yeah, that's important. um because I want people to like, if they come see what I'm working on, they can have a better understanding of what kind of things I've done. This page is like really, really, but now Lisa's here. What I did was I started putting previous like workshop recordings and stuff that was on YouTube. I put those here. But there's more that I need to build out. Okay, there's way more that I need to build out. Now I might have lost some changes because I was working on this at one point, but um I closed all my windows since then. So I've been trying to make my series. So this is the one of the podcasts that is running right now. I've just been playing around with it, like starting to write the description and creating the series. This is looking real crazy. So I have more work to do on this, but basically I'm probably 3 episodes in for the crawl walk run now, so I need a post that corresponds to each episode. And I'm going to just follow in the same sequence as the episodes that I publish. So I know that's something I plan on doing now. Oh, yeah, so I have this HashNote AI thing. Of course I have this, even though I have ChatGPT, because I was hoping that since it's like built into the HashNote platform, it can be a little bit more specialized. So I'm going to be trying to take advantage of this as we go along. Um, so I would like to, I'm pushing myself to just make more content. And also, this is an important part of the learning process for me. Like, a lot of people have find this to be true, but I definitely learn best whenever I have to reteach something, one way or another. And also, I just get a lot out of helping other people navigate the same journeys that I've been on. So, the perfect middle ground is that as I go along, really just creating some of that content and helping others to understand some of these concepts as well. Because, you know, for me, again, I have not gone as deep as I would like to, but in the past, I have done work to learn about AI and machine learning, different concepts and things of that nature. And that's why whenever I would have these opportunities to do like different tech talks, I always will push for developers to learn more about AI and machine learning in particular. So that's the side goal. My live stream is like the most I would say like basic ground level like contribution that I want to make as I am going on the journey, because I think that it's important for people to see like what does the lifestyle actually look like when you are in software. You know, I am a teacher, so for me, I feel like my students always look at me as if I just know everything, or as if it's just like some type of big gap between where you start out and where they're trying to go. And I do believe that although things like YouTube tutorials and whatnot can be helpful, a lot of times you're not really seeing what does the life like what does it actually look like when you're trying to learn a new skill or you're trying to actually build something in real time. Because YouTube videos are scripted, maybe live streams, you can see a little bit more. But even with YouTube, I think because I'm a big YouTube watcher, I think even with YouTube, it's a lot more of an emphasis on the produced content. So even if you do, I've noticed even when I watched a lot of live streams, um, more of the live streams were still on the scripted side, and scripted meaning like you planned to come and give a guide or a tutorial or a class or a workshop or something like that. So you kind of already have an idea of exactly what you're trying to teach a person to build, and you've most likely already gone through that process yourself. And so, again, that's helpful when you're learning, but that's not realistic because in reality, whenever I have to teach a class, I prep my examples, I work them over and over again. I make sure I know step by step that everything's going to work the way it needs to beforehand. So I've worked through a lot of the kinks and the different bugs and issues that I ran into, just so it'll be a seamless experience for the person who's going to be learning. But like I said, that just kind of we edit out all of the real life of what it means to be a developer. So um I like to teach, I love to teach, I always teach, but I do think like, for me it's not the most comfortable just like not knowing what I'm doing in public, but I think hopefully it's helpful to people. Um so I let me see. Let's go back to my terminal. That was updating. I have to go to this is where my repos live. I know it's kind of weird because I have two folders that says repos, but one was like for teaching, for like demoing. Um, yeah, so it should be this meta dev world blog. This is the one. Now, see, it's kind of funny because this is why I'm really like putting more of an emphasis on like not just working and learning, but producing. material, because both of these are blogs that are not published right now. This one is just like a starter, and then these two files are both blogs that needs to be done. So, and I have kind of like a backlog at this point. So that's something I won't necessarily work on a lot of those like necessarily on stream. We'll see, maybe during the day. Um, but these are things that has to get done one way or another. So, like for example, this AI ML tools for devs that goes to one of the podcasts we just recorded like a couple weeks ago. So, I haven't like there's 4 shows running right now. I haven't gotten them published, like gotten the audio published and like gotten the podcast distributed. So, that will be coming soon. But yeah, I'm basically building up all the materials for everything, like the show notes for the different episodes and things like that. But all of the shows, except Train X right now, that's the only one that's not going to YouTube. All the rest of the shows that I am recording every Thursday, those go straight to whatever YouTube channels they belong to. So the Girl Develop It show goes straight to the Girl Develop It YouTube channel. The Hacking with the Homie show goes straight to that channel, and then Crawl Walk Run goes straight to my channel. So if you haven't seen any of them that I have done so far, once they're not in the Twitch VOD history anymore, I do have like kind of a master playlist that I have on my channel. So Crawl Walk Run, if you just want to see those episodes, those are there. But all of the shows are getting compiled into the like Crawl Walk Run plus plus. So I promise I'm working on like shaping everything up, and I feel real fancy because I started like posting shorts and stuff. And I started with TikTok. Well, yeah, I finally like just started posting stuff to TikTok and IG Reels. So pretty much TikTok and Reels is kind of similar. So if you already follow me on Instagram, you probably see the same stuff. But um, yeah, I'm just kind of like digging in and trying to find a good flow across the board. And I would say at this point in my life, that's a big goal that I'm just working on. Like I just need to be a lot more at a good balancing point, because these are all things I'm very passionate about, excited about, have the capacity to work on right now. But I want to do it in a sustainable way. Even with 100 days of code, it's not necessarily it's not necessarily my goal to like code every single day for the rest of my life. Like I believe in taking breaks and stuff, but for the most part, maybe besides taking weekends off, this should be a regular thing that I do. So because I'm teaching a lot right now, I have fallen off a lot of like my own personal projects and things. So this is all just like a great attempt at finding a good level spot for like what I feel like is kind of the next transition in my career. Okay, so let's do Notion because, well, you know what? Instead of using Notion, my point of terminal, my point, Command T. My source of truth, I want to say, should be my 100 Days of Code repository. It's code. I have VS Code. I should be able to open this up. Okay, so R1 log. One thing I haven't been good at is I was not good at the logs. New folder. I was not good at the logs the first time around. So I want to be better about that because if I look at 2021 log, this is not. Yeah, I did like 10, I did like 10 days in my log. Um, okay, so 2021, 2022. I did try to start again last year in the fall, but it wasn't a good time. It wasn't a good time. So, okay. So this is like the generic log. What's the resources? This is okay, so I guess these were all, yeah, these are all kind of originally there. But I can add to these resources. So, um I'll probably update that. The rules. Okay, so now let's do my rules. I'm gonna let's do this. Move these to 2022, and then I'll duplicate those. Copy and paste them here. Okay, so that way these are my current so my this log, let's go, let's just get rid of everything that's not day one. And then today is May 8th. See, goals, MLAI. Okay, so I was gonna put some dots on everything, and then I'll do my reflection at the end of my hour. Link to work. See, URL. Okay. And then link to content. Yeah, so see, I kind of already came up with this idea back in the fall, but I just wasn't ready. Like I wasn't fully ready. I'm not fully ready now, but I'm in a better state than I was. So let's do it like this. So I already had a goal that it was 100 days of code and 100 days of content, so. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is how my log starts off. I don't need this one open. And I am going to just copy the generic, Command C. Oops. Day. Oh, that sucks, doesn't it? Here, I'm gonna do it like this one. I'll put a template in here because I don't. This is gonna show like Command X. That's gonna show, so I don't want that. Yes, today is the first day. This is my like third attempt, I would say. My best attempt was my first attempt though. Um, my best attempt was I think 94 non-consecutive days. So we are going to I still haven't decided on if I will let myself skip days. So I'm still thinking about that, but yeah. This is a focus on AI and machine learning, so Python in particular. Um, I don't have a reason to like go elsewhere, so I'm gonna try to stick to the Python realm. So I copied that and I want to put that into my R1 log. Day. Okay. Goals, but just like I'm just making a little template, y'all. That's all. That's all. That's all. Okay. Um. Okay. So just leave that there. What does my readme look like? Like this is the point in which I am making my choices in life. I never changed this stuff last time, so I might go ahead and just leave that. Now, last thing is the rules. Okay, so where's my rules? Okay, so I will code for at least an hour every day for the next 100 days. That's my main commitment. My start date is May 18th. I mean May 8th. What the heck? 8th, 2023. Okay. I will tweet about my progress every day. 100 days of ML. I didn't count this last time, so I'm just gonna leave that. That one says if I code at work, that time won't count towards the challenge. I'm not necessarily counting that rule, but also for the record, I don't code regularly, um, as I'm mostly teaching right now, so it's kind of a non-factor to me. But even if I did right now at this point, because it's not typically part of my job, if I did code as a part of my some other work I had to do, I will probably count that. Soupsa, thank you for the follow and welcome. Oh, we got two bots in the chat right now. What the heck? Um, oh, look at that. My events are coming back now. My events hadn't been showing up for about like a month, so I think whatever I did reset it. So, but yes, welcome in, welcome in. Um, okay, I will push code to GitHub every day. Yes, I will update the log. Yes, and this links to this log file right here. I will work on real projects facing real challenges. The time spent doing tutorials, online courses. Okay, so for me, I said that material that I use as a part of learning actually may count. I'm leaving it like that. And then I will post some form of technical content every day. That's what I'm on right now. So I feel a little bit better about this because I've been playing around with getting to do like IG Reels, TikTok, even like how to post shorts and stuff like that. So because I'm like primarily, live, y'all, and then I'm used to teaching like Zoom classes and stuff like that. So I don't post as many things as I should, but I've been getting a lot better at it. And I'm putting LinkedIn up here because that's probably the one I've been like the best with lately. Um, so yeah, to me, at least one thing every day doesn't always have to be like, oh, a full blog or something like that. But uh, teaching as I go is an extremely important part of the process. Um, I'm gonna leave the live streaming rule out just to give myself a little bit of flexibility, but my goal is that every day I'll be live. So that's how it was last time. And the way I did it last time, if I missed a day, I had to make it up. So like if I was to miss tomorrow, then Wednesday wouldn't be day 3. Wednesday would be day 2. So we'll see. But those are my general rules for the challenge right now. Um, the tweet is kind of easy because usually my tweet is at the same time whenever I go live, whatever I'm going to work on for today. Um, but this one is the big one. So I actually like TikTok because people will like, I don't know, I be on TikTok, but I never post stuff on TikTok. So it's like I like how people, when you reply to people, you can just reply as a video. That gives me more things to publish as well. So I appreciate when people ask me comments on the post. That gives me other things to talk about. Sometimes you just don't really know because I'm like, dang, I've been doing this for like 8 years, so it's been a minute. The rules on Chat GPT. Oh, now I have been using Chat GPT, but I'm not gonna say it's off limits. But my thing is at this point, I already don't really go to Chat GPT very often, and I have a paid account and everything. I don't pull it. I have to remind myself to use it, so I'm not too concerned about it. For my own personal goals. um, so those are my rules, and then I have to pick my class, right? So I have been really um enjoying Hugging Face, like learning about their tools and all these different open source models that are on here. Um, slash, these are the types of companies that I'm like, I would love to be like a machine learning dev advocate. That's kind of what I already feel like I am, but I'm just trying to kind of boost my skills a lot more. But this is like the type of company that I'm like, okay, I'm trying to find out what are more of these, like, AI machine learning companies, especially companies that push on more of the open source models and things like that. So, yeah. Let's see. So, on Hugging Face, they do have a course that I want to take, but they have prerequisites for it. So if I go to, okay, I think I could find it under docs. Oh, there it is, learn. Um, the RL class would be nice to take, but I'm gonna focus on the NLP class because that's, my primary interest area. And I really want to be like, feel a lot more comfortable with the like transformer models and things because back when I was first learning about NLP, it was uh LSTMs. That was like the thing, I guess you could say, as far as like that was the best advancement at the time. Fast forward like 5 years later. Yeah, Transformers, it's all about the Transformer. So if you're not familiar with what the Transformer is, it obviously, if you know Chat GPT, The T stands for transformer. So all of the new like language models, large language models or LLMs are definitely following. Most of those are branching off transformers. So that's good to know. Now, here's one thing that I saw, y'all, because for me, I have been getting into reading papers as well. Okay, sure. Discord. Let me see if I saved it. Because I've been trying to do better. I've been trying to do better. Let me see. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. So in the AIML channel, I put this when I found it last week. I thought it was really good. Um this is a list. Wow, why would you put it all the way over there? That's stupid. Okay. Talking to my computer. This is obviously says timeline and list, so it compiles all of these different like LLM transformer based models, the models, the research papers that goes along with them, um and it kind of gives you like a branching um map that you can follow to stay up to date. So this is something that I am particularly keeping an eye on, because I think that it organizes the information that I'm interested in really well. So, down in June of 2017, which is so funny because that is literally around the time I started learning about natural language processing, but this was a very new idea. The transformer paper is called Attention is All You Need. That's the paper that um, set a lot of this in motion. So this one, I haven't read this paper yet, but it's already on my list. Let's go to Notion. uh See, if I go to Notion, under my hub reading list, it's on my reading list. The guy who invented Chat GPT has a video on YouTube on how to create. Yeah, I know there's like quite a few materials for like doing that. Um I'm doing all of the above. Yeah, I'm familiar with this paper too. So this one's at the top of my list already. I just haven't finished reading it yet. But you can see, I already had been compiling a lot of the things that I wanted to read and kind of digest through as I've been going along. So this is a list that I've been working on for a minute, but I really was excited when I came across this other tool, just because, like I said, um this guy Victor, he maps all of this stuff. So the models, the corresponding research papers, and there is some references here too to when like different data sets that the models have, um, that the maintainers have used. So this is really good for anybody that cares about transformers and NLP stuff like how I do. Yeah, it's evolving so fast. So that's, yeah, you can kind of see it. If you couldn't tell already, you could definitely see it from this example here. So as I've been trying to be a lot better about remembering to post stuff like in the different channels, and I've been slowly evolving Discord. So that stuff is in the AIML channel. Um, Another quick thing I want to say about Discord before I go back to my class. We have 100 Days of Code. AI/ML is here. I separated AI/ML from code just because, yeah, it's a lot. And not everybody is into AI/ML. So I separated those two. Um, oh, and then this channel is here too. I recently integrated a new channel into some of the other um, AI/ML community servers that I follow. So this channel gets alerts from Hugging Face, U.com, OpenAI, and Midjourney. I was gonna put like TensorFlow updates in here, but their announcements channel is not one that you can subscribe to. So yeah, I am slowly but surely kind of working on that. So if this is not a channel that you can post into, but if you know of any other communities that you like would recommend that are general, because I'm like starting to look into stuff like, like I said, I wanted to put TensorFlow in here, but theirs isn't set up that way. Weights and biases, I might put theirs in here, but just a little bit more of those like general um communities that people are following. All their updates will come to this channel. So it's just kind of, I don't know, I think it's helpful because I try to follow stuff, and some of them do better updates than others. Like Midjourney's updates are mid, no pun intended, but OpenAI and UFace and Hugging Face and UClub, especially OpenAI and Hugging Face, their channels usually have like really great summaries and really great resources in them. So here's their announcements channel for Hugging Face, for example. They usually have new models, community events, product updates, across the board, not just specifically, like Midjourney is a little more like, here's how our services are evolving at the moment, but Hugging Face definitely does a lot more of like the bigger high level updates. And then a lot of those open source models, they always reference those. So yeah, so any other like communities that people think belongs here or fits here, just let me know. I'll look into it. So that's where we are. That's where we are. So I'm going to get out of Discord right now. Yeah, highly recommend this resource. And I'm just like, I thought that this was so great because it just puts everything in order for me. Like I already have a bunch of BERT and GPT and all kind of other um papers and stuff, but it was hard to keep everything in sequence until I found this. So I'm using this as a resource. So I know I already have this paper. This is the next one because I've read some shorter ones. Oh, it's 15 pages, so I'm gonna finish this one. This week I'm gonna read this paper. One nice thing about the attention is all you need is at this point, there's also a lot of like good summary videos on it as well. Okay, so I think I'm done with that. So this is the course that I want to focus on, or this is like a goal course that I want to cover because it will be a good opportunity to use the different transformer models and different tools that Hugging Face has to offer. Now, the thing about this one is it does have prerequisites, which is fine. Let me go to setup and intro, and you will see. No, here, let me go all the way. Hopefully to the beginning. It's not. Yeah, this is it. Okay. So this course requires a good knowledge of Python, is better taken after an introductory deep learning course such as Fast AI's Practical Deep Learning for Coders or one of the programs developed by deeplearning.ai. And it does not expect prior PyTorch or TensorFlow knowledge, but some familiarity will help. And then afterwards, they recommend the deep learning natural language processing specialization. Let me look at this one. I am thinking about, not really thinking about, I'm definitely planning on doing one of these specializations from deep learning. I've been following this, their materials for many years, basically since I first started learning about AI. So, um, I already have a goal of like completing one of these. I just didn't know which one I wanted to settle into. So maybe I'll do it this way. Let me see what's the prerequisite knowledge on this one. Python experience including deep learning frameworks, calc, linear algebra, statistics. Okay. Um so maybe what I'll do is, here, let's do this. Let's put this on the tail end. And then there are other deep learning classes to consider, but then the fast AI. Oh, this book. Okay, so this I like this. I like this. So, um, I think let me look at the overall goal. So, uh, is this course for me? It doesn't matter if you don't come from a technical or mathematical background. We wrote this course to make deep learning accessible to as many people as possible. Only prerequisite is that you know how to code. A year of experience is enough, preferably in Python, and that you have at least followed a high school math course. Sure. And then I see some other buzzwords that I'm interested in, such as Gradio, and obviously they got the Hugging Face Transformers in here. They got PyTorch as well. So, um, under each lesson, I can watch a video. Oh, they have. Let me see. They have a forum. Okay, cool. So I would like to go. I'm just going to take the recommendations from here exactly. So I'm going to do this one first, practical deep learning for coders. Then I'll come to this one. And then afterwards, I'm going to do the NLP specialization. I might change it up a little bit, but that seems fine for me right now. Um, so the kind of like baseline um, practitioner level, then more starting to get more specialized. Um, so that's the this one should be the first one. Let's put it right here. Ah. And then put this one in the middle. So I'm following these materials for the next. This should this should take me. This should be more than enough because by the time I get to specialization is like yeah, 4 months. So 16 weeks, 8 hours a week. Um, so I think that's more than enough. I don't want to try to do too much. Will universal basic income offset displacements in the labor markets? If we could get a universal basic income, that would be. I was thinking about that because I watched this. I attended this like virtual event last week. I think it was Pi and AI. It was a Pi and AI, which is hosted by or is connected to deep learning AI. They have some like ambassador type situation, Pi and AI. Um, so yeah, I'm thinking about applying to this, but I watched this event and they were talking about, like just issues in that AI could introduce to society and also ways that AI can help society, especially with like displacement of jobs. But I don't know. I think it's just the speed at which we're doing things too, because technology always scares people that like what happens when you like make machinery or automate something away that has never historically that has never actually gotten rid of our jobs. It's just how do we adjust to it. Maybe universal income is the thing, but I seriously doubt I doubt we're even there yet, because as many new things as this is introducing, as much as the automation is kind of like getting rid of certain jobs, this is a whole new ball game. It's a lot of stuff that we don't even know, it doesn't even exist yet. So like my big concern is like practically how are we gonna like training these large language models right now is like an environmental problem, but we not there yet. I guess we're not talking about that yet. The only job that has disappeared is the elevator operator. Okay, so where should I? Let's see. Let's do it this way. VS Code, and I'm hungry too. So go to my new log, and I'll say today. Let's see. My core, my learning. Fancy. Okay, so I need to get like whatever. I used to have a tool that I could use to do like split screens and stuff on my apps. It was called Shifted, I think, but they don't support it anymore. I need something similar. Like I used to be able to just press like keyboard shortcuts and just make stuff split right, split left, up, down, corners. Super intelligent AI knows how to miniaturize a fusion reactor. Yeah, it'll be interesting just to see how all of this kind of plays out. But one thing that has always interested me, and even more so now, is I don't want to be. This is the one area I really don't want to be like clueless on. Um, and clueless is like an understatement, but like I this. So I think at some point, probably around 2017, 2018, it was like, do you want to learn AI or do you want to learn blockchain? That was pretty much the two categories, like as far as like emerging tech that was revealing themselves back then. I think more people focused on blockchain at the time, because again AI still wasn't looking very practical as far as like the applications of it. But for me, I was like, the thing I really do want to know as much as I could possibly know about, even more from like a kind of like arming yourself with knowledge type of thing. This is the space I would. That's like the space I prefer to uh dig into, I guess you could say. Okay, so I'm going to start with this material. I guess I'm just gonna follow everything from top to bottom. And let's see here. Course, Command C. This is the URL. So I am gonna put these in here. What the hell? Why would you do that? That's stupid. Okay. Um, this one is called Fast AI Practical Deep Learning for. And then we're gonna do Ethereum was gonna cure cancer. Yeah, I know, right? I'm not, I think that that's still a space that we want to know about for sure. Um, I like the whole Web3 and everything, like a lot of that's gonna circle back around. But it kind of lost a bit of the hotness it had, I guess. I don't know. Um, I just wanted like an official. This is the name of the course. It's just called NLP course, I guess. I wouldn't mind doing their RL course too. I think that I wouldn't do that next after this, but I will come back to it later maybe. Um, there was some really interesting things that were mentioned about reinforcement learning in the other event that I was talking about from last week, the Pi and AI event. Um, like it seems like people are writing off reinforcement learning now, because of this whole thing with how like the large language models are processing, but um, that's still definitely an area to pay attention to as well. I just don't want to overdo it right now on myself personally, so I am kind of narrowing my scope. Um, but even if it's just a baseline amount of information, I definitely will put some time towards like learning about RL because I haven't done a lot of reinforcement learning. Um, so there's that one, and then here is the deep learning AI. Yeah, so like combinations of different different model styles, I guess you could say, multimodal um type of options. That was mainly what the keynote speaker was suggesting as well. And yeah, it kind of got my brain just like it got my wheels going. I don't know, it's exciting. Like I'm a nerd, so I appreciate I appreciate having new things to learn and dig into. It's like very daunting to think about, but at the same time it's exciting as well. So I'm gonna save this. That's all of my those are my learning goals here. Close that. Let's do it this way. Put this down here. This is a good one that I read recently too. It's really short. It's called personal personnel LM. Um it's a case study. They were investigating if you can assign personality types, like specific personality types to the language model. This was for GPT 3.5. They tried to get GPT 3.5 to basically take on personality specific, based on their traits and also based on gender. Um, that was interesting. That was different. I liked reading this because it was literally like the other night when I was on my way to bed, because I have been having a goal to read every night, and I was like, oh, let me just read this. So it was they didn't have a lot. It's testing on GPT, so they didn't have a lot of like math or anything behind it. More so, it was just trying to experiment more with the language models and see what other layers there are to it besides what we know so far. So that was really interesting too. Let me see. I think this one, I think I posted that one. And it's been almost an hour and a half. So probably like I'm going to take a bathroom break and then I'm going to start working on this class. Um, Okay, yeah. So that's this one right here. I posted that one too. So yeah, as much as I can, like I'm just gonna try to keep those resources around for anybody that cares, because this is like my whole life now. So it's easy for me to keep up with. Oh, I was gonna say too, y'all. If you did not sign up, you should sign up for Google I/O. It is starting on Wednesday, I think. Wait, does it start tomorrow or Wednesday? I think it starts on Wednesday. What is it called again? I/O. Yeah, it starts on Wednesday. Another big thing about this one too is they have 4 tracks this year. The AI track is like huge. So yeah, it starts at 10 a.m. Pacific time on Wednesday. So there's like there's a lot of different there's a lot of different topics obviously, but they brought that AI track back this year, of course. So generative AI, there's a lot with TensorFlow, um on device machine learning on your devices, and yeah, a lot of the tools and everything. So um I plan on watching all of these um, presentations. A lot of this stuff is going to be available after the fact as well, but the keynotes are live, I think, and then everything else is on demand, maybe. So, let's see. Bart has gotten a lot better. I haven't tried Bart yet. Yeah, I really want to see psychologists like evaluate, because that's what I was thinking too, like as soon as you see just having somebody who can really break down personalities more so, or like, a typical the typical psychology of a person. It's not a person though, but somebody who's used to like actually evaluating people, and then going and evaluating these models. Like, I don't know, it was just such a novel idea, I feel like, because it was like, okay, I'm not sure I would have come up with that idea in particular, but now that I have seen that, I'm like, yeah, I can come up with all kind of things to experiment with. I'm interested to see if I can. I want to do a similar case study, but I would like to try to evaluate um, more ideas around how to help people learn better overall. So that gave me a lot of ideas for things that I could try, um, to create like some more specialized learning materials. Okay, so let's do this. Let me take a quick bathroom break, get my cup filled up, and then I'm gonna spend like the next hour on this, going through the Fast AI material for, my official today. So I will be right back. Oh, you know what? I'll do this. I've been doing this regularly lately. I usually just play one of these while we are. Oh, here, I'll start this one. This is what I was doing. This one we did on Monday. Last week on Thursday. So Just a little something, something. If you want to see more, you can go to the YouTube channel. I'll be right back. All right. Good morning, afternoon, evening. I know it's like 2:10 p.m. for me right now, but whether you're joining live or listening to the audio, I'm excited for this week. Crawl Walk Run episode 3 actually. So, this week I really wanted to focus on setting a good foundation for ourselves when it comes to actually, working on developing our technical profiles and kind of just building ourselves up as software engineers. And so, the thing that I thought would be really good to focus on today is how do we focus on, highlighting our portfolios and also some of the tools that we can use, and then also some of the tips for managing our own learning path and learning goals because everybody has a different strategies for it. So there's a few buckets I think that you might fall into when it comes to your learning path or your learning goals and how you can accomplish those things as well. So those are the two main things I want to talk about today. So again, welcome back to anybody who is joining us live. I really appreciate everybody sticking in. It's the beginning of springtime now, so there was a lot of grass cutting and weed whackers and all kind of stuff. So hopefully that I don't have to worry about any of that right now while we are recording. But yeah, so I just want to get into it today. So I want to take a step back and say for episode 1, we talked a lot about different tips that developers could apply to their careers, whether you are just getting started or if you are trying to, really advance your career right now. And I have been basing a lot of this on, I think that I'm the type of person where I don't just want to talk about what we should do, but I want to show what we should do as well, demonstrating, my advice through my actions. So, with that being said, some of the tips that I think there's a lot of things that stood out from the first episode, but some of the things that will kind of circle back to today are making sure you have a focus, um, understanding your learning path or your learning style, building out your portfolio, and networking. And I'm going to talk about why I think a lot of those things are important, but also how I am doing that right now, and how if you are somebody that wants to, have more community involvement and kind of, get involved with me or other people that I work with, as far as like working on your own goals, that's something that you can do as well. So I'm going to talk about that at the end, what challenge we're doing for May. So that was episode 1. Those tips, and those are things that these are things that I have applied to my career in the past, but these are also things that I am working on applying as I'm moving forward. Because again, for me, I have been working as a software engineer for the past, I don't know. I think I technically started learning how to code about 8 years ago. Um, and I went from taking some part time classes, different workshops, learning stuff online, moving into, let's see, I went from that to freelancing to build out my portfolio and build out my experience. And then I wanted to really expand out on my expertise, and I felt like discipline was not a strong suit of mine at the time. Like I had so many things going on that I was not really dedicating the time that I needed to the new things that I was trying to learn. So that was my inspiration for actually going and taking a coding boot camp, and also taking a coding boot camp even though I wasn't a new programmer, you know. I wasn't the typical boot camp student at the time. And so, yeah, I used a lot of these strategies back then. And now I'm still trying to apply that to my life now as I am taking my step into AI and machine learning. So, hopefully, you will realize that I'm not just talking out the side of my neck. This is stuff that I really do and really live, and can't always be growing in, always getting better in. But I do think that it's important to just talk about these things, especially since I don't usually get to talk about a lot of these things as an instructor. So now episode two is a little different because I didn't do episode two live. I actually just recorded it and I'm going to publish that out. But just because this is technically episode three, what I really focused on in episode two was talking about accountability, right? And so just to recap on what accountability means to me, I already mentioned like when I wanted to actually become a full stack software engineer and feel more um I guess feel more like qualified, feel like I had more of a firm foundation, and transition from that freelancing lifestyle that I was in to actually going ahead and um how do I want to put it? I went from freelancing to basically working as a full time software engineer. And one of the things that I really applied to, you know, my strategy was that when I realized I was not spending the time that I needed to learn, I was trying to learn Java at the time, I think. And I was not putting in that time because by the time I did everything else in my day, realistically, I never actually, put time into the courses that I was looking into. So for me, the accountability factor was, hey, you know what? I need to go and sit in somebody's face every day. I need to have somebody that's going to be looking for me to actually, show up, do the work, follow through, follow up with me. And I also felt like it would be important for me to, I don't want to put it, um, I guess that's pretty much it. There's more I could go into, but the accountability side, for me, I know myself, right? I know that if I have a lot of other things going on, a lot of my goals can fall to the sidelines. And I was like no longer at a point where I was okay with that. And so I went to take a boot camp specifically for those reasons. There was a lot of other things I could have done at the time, but I just didn't feel like that was going to work out. But that was what would work out best for me. So now at this point in time, the next thing that I want to say as we kind of branch off from there is how you can start building and reviving your portfolio. So, for me, yeah, I need to revive my portfolio right now because it's pretty, I don't want to say it. It's like it's pretty dorm it's pretty stagnant, I'll just put myself out there. But that's something I can do better at, and also again, if I know that I want to get into AI and machine learning, not only do I need to build things, but I want to show how I'm building my expertise over time as well. I want to demonstrate that I have the ability to to do these things. And so there is a few things that I can talk about, but again, I want to give y'all an example, right? So for me, and there's some people I want to say hi to. Hey, In. Hey, Mirza. Welcome in. Um, some things that I want to make sure that, I focus on, I kind of want to mirror something I did in the past. So when I first started out as a programmer, learning about development, I was taking a part-time workshop, and I took every single exercise seriously in that workshop, right? So I didn't just sit there, listen, walk away, and then come back to the next class. First of all, I showed up for every class. Second of all, even the little mini labs and different smaller exercises that we did, I did every single one of those. And so that was the beginning of my portfolio. So all right, I'm back. Okay. So This commercial break was brought to you by myself and all of the freaking podcast that runs every Thursday. So, this was last week episode. So if you want to, all these go straight to YouTube as well, so you can find them after the fact. I'll leave that up for possibly my next break. Now it is 10:43. Okay, so I'm gonna start my like 1 hour session with myself from here. So again, I'm starting with the practical deep learning for coders from Fast AI, and then I will go to the Hugging Face NLP course, and then after that, I will go into a specialization. That's my bigger, higher level goal. So, um, I'm gonna play. Oops, let's see. I was hearing the siren. um, I am going to. I'm gonna work on palms today. So 25 minutes on. It'll pop up when it's time for me to. It'll pop up when it's time for me to take my break. So 4 palms, I think. Well, maybe 3. One thing I do like about this material is that it's more current than some of the other resources I used before. 9 90-minute lessons. Did I open the book? Okay, here is the book. I like that they have a book that I can follow along with as well, because that's kind of right up my alley. So let's fork this. Wait, let me go back real quick. See what other branches. I'll just take the master branch. All right, so those are all the Python notebooks. Okay. Um, oh, this is good. They're gonna do like a little bit of primer on calc and linear because I'm real rusty. Okay, so let's just go. Oh, well, we can finish this page. Um, PyTorch, Fast AI, Hugging Face Transformers, and Gradio. Okay, okay. I wasn't really sure what Gradio was just yet, but now I'm aware. I've just seen this term tossed around. Um, so that'll be a good tool to learn. I can use that for deploying models into apps. Um, so yeah, my primary interest is NLP, but there's a lot of other things that can be done as well. Okay, so learning how to train models in computer vision, image classification, NLP, sentiment analysis. We have one project for for sentiment analysis for the Twitch chat, so that'll be a good one to build on. That one is already on the Notion board. Let's see, projects. Struggling. Okay. Oops. The mood ring or something like that. Where is it? Mood bot. It's like the idea of having some type of mood ring that's based on Twitch chat sentiment analysis. So that would be a good project to probably bring in. Turning models into web applications and deploying them. How deep learning models work. How to optimize the models. The latest techniques in stochastic gradient descent. Random forest and gradient boosting. These are techniques. Affine functions and non-linearities. Parameters and activations. Transfer learning. Stochastic gradient descent. Data augmentation, weight decay, image classification, entity, and word embeddings. Okay, let me save this playlist. We strongly suggest not using your own computer for training models. Yeah, definitely not. Okay, so let's go with our first lesson. This is a long video, so I'm gonna say we'll see. We'll see if I break this up or if I just try to do one lesson a day. Let me let me clone that fork here. Okay. All right. I wonder, can I do this? Okay.
Welcome to Practical Deep Learning for Coders Lesson 1. This is version 5 of this course, and it's the first new one we've done in 2 years, so we've got a lot of cool things to cover. It's amazing how much has changed. Here is a XKCD from the end of 2015. Who here has seen XKCD comics before? Pretty much everybody, not surprising.
Duh, everybody.
So the basic joke here is, I'll let you read it, and then I'll come back to it. So it can be hard to tell what's easy and what's nearly impossible. And in 2015, or at the end of 2015, the idea of checking whether something is a photo of a bird was considered nearly impossible. So impossible, it was the basic idea of a joke, because everybody knows that that's nearly impossible. We're now going to build exactly that system for free in about 2 minutes. So let's build an is it a bird system. So we're going to use Python. And so I'm going to run through this really quickly. You're not expected to run through it with me because we're going to come back to it. Okay, but let's go ahead and run that cell. Okay, so what we're doing is we're searching DuckDuckGo for images of bird photos. And we're just going to grab one. And so here is the URL of the bird that we grabbed. Okay, we'll download it. Okay, so there it is. So we've grabbed a bird, and so, okay, we've now got something that can download pictures of birds. Now, we're going to need to build a system that can recognize things that are birds versus things that aren't birds from photos. Now, of course, computers need numbers to work with, but luckily, images are made of numbers. I actually found this really nice website called PixSpy, where I can grab a bird, and if I wiggle over it, let's pick its beak, you'll see here that that part of the beak was 251 brightness of red, 48 of green, and 21 of blue. So that's RGB. And so you can see as I wave around, those colors are changing, those numbers. And so this, this picture, the thing that we recognize as a picture, is actually 256 by 171 by 3 numbers between 0 and 255, representing the amount of red, green, and blue on each pixel. So that's going to be an input to our program that's going to try and figure out whether this is a picture of a bird or not. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this cell, which is going to go through, and I needed bird and non-bird, but you can't really search Google Images or DuckDuckGo images for not a bird. This doesn't work that way. So I just decided to use forest. I thought, okay, pictures of forest versus pictures of bird sounds like a good starting point. So I go through each of forest and bird, and I search for forest photo and bird photo, download images, and then resize them to being no bigger than 400 pixels on a side, just because we don't need particularly big ones. It takes a surprisingly large amount of time just for a computer to open an image. Okay, so we've now got 200 of each. I find when I download images, I often get a few broken ones, and if you try and train a model with broken images, it will not work. So here's something which just verifies each image and unlinks, so deletes the ones that don't work. Okay, so now we can create what's called a data block. So after I run this cell, you'll see that I'll go through the details of this later, but a data block gives FastAI, the library, all the information it needs to create a computer vision model. And so in this case, we're basically telling it, get all the image files that we just downloaded. And then we say, show me a few, up to 6. And let's see, yeah, so we've got some birds, forest, bird, forest. Okay, so one of the nice things about doing computer vision models is it's really easy to check your data because you can just look at it, which is not the case for a lot of kinds of models. Okay, so we've now downloaded 200 pictures of birds, 200 pictures of forests. So we'll now press run. And this model's actually running on my laptop. So this is not using a vast data center. It's running on my presentation laptop, and it's doing it at the same time as my laptop is streaming video, which is possibly a bad idea. And so what it's going to do is it's going to run through every photo out of those 400. And for the ones that are forest, it's going to learn a bit more about what forest looks like. And for the ones that are bird, it'll learn a bit more about what bird looks like. So overall, it took under 30 seconds. And believe it or not, that's enough to finish doing the thing which was in that XKCD comic. Let's check by passing in that bird that we downloaded at the start. This is a bird. Probability it's a bird, 1. Rounded to the nearest 4 decimal places. So something pretty extraordinary has happened since late 2015, which is literally something that has gone from so impossible it's a joke to so easy that I can run it on my laptop computer in, I don't know how long it was, about 2 minutes. And so hopefully that gives you a sense that creating really interesting, real working programs with deep learning is something that it doesn't take a lot of code, didn't take any math, didn't take more than my laptop computer. It's pretty accessible, in fact. So that's really what we're going to be learning about over the next 7 weeks. So where have we got to now with deep learning? Well, it moves so fast, but even in the last few weeks, we've taken it up another notch as a community. You might have seen that something called DALL-E 2 has been released, which uses deep learning to generate new pictures. And I thought this was an amazing thing that this guy, Nick, did, where he took his friends' Twitter bios and typed them into the DALL-E 2 input, and it generated these pictures. So this he typed in commitment, sympathetic, psychedelic, philosophical, and it generated these pictures. So I'll just show you a few of these. I'll let you read them. I love that. That one's pretty amazing, I reckon, actually. I love this. Happy Sisyphus has actually got a happy rock to move around. So this is like, yeah, I don't know. When I look at these, I still get pretty blown away that this is a computer algorithm using nothing but this text input to generate these arbitrary pictures, in this case of fairly, complex and creative things. So the guy who made those points out, this is like, he spends about 2 minutes or so, creating each of these. Like he tries a few different prompts and he tries a few different pictures, and so he's given an example here of like when he types something into the system, like here's an example of like 10 different things he gets back when he puts in expressive painting of a man shining rays of justice and transparency on a blue bird Twitter logo. So it's not just, DALL-E 2, to be clear. There's, a lot of different systems doing something like this now. There's something called Midjourney, which this Twitter account posted a female scientist with a laptop writing code in a symbolic, meaningful, and vibrant style. This one here is an HD photo of a rare psychedelic pink elephant. And this one, I think, is the second one here. I never know how to actually pronounce
Cthulhu.
this. This one's pretty cool. A blind bat
What
with
the
big
heck?
sunglasses holding a walking stick in its hand.
Why is that giving me Batman
Um, and
vibes?
so when actual artists, so this, for example, this guy said he knows nothing about art. He's got no artistic talent. It's just something he threw together. This guy is an artist who actually writes his own software based on deep learning and spends months on building stuff. And as you can see, you can really take it to the next level. It's been really great actually to see how a lot of Fast AI
I lost.
alumni with backgrounds as artists
I
have gone
lost
on
my
to
tab.
bring
That
deep learning and art
sucks.
together, and it's a very exciting.
Okay, let me take my break though. I never know what to do with my breaks whenever I am working on Pomodoros. Like I know I'm supposed to take breaks because I'm that person that's like, oh no, let me just keep going. Oh, I do need to grab my notebook though, so let me do that. So I swore to myself recently that I was going to start taking digital notes. And a couple weeks into buying my new iPad, I already spilled coffee into the charging port. So yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm still kind of teetering on like virtual versus analog, especially notes, because there's a lot of value to writing stuff. It's just it can be a lot, but what happened to my iPad is one of the main reasons why I always still keep notebooks, because for some reason there's always something. um so yeah, I am going to be taking notes because it's good for your brain. Is this there's something on it? Start with this one. I had started taking notes on the deep learning or machine learning crash course. That was the Google crash course, but I have like a let's see. I have a ring binder, I guess you could say. What do I call it? A disc bound binder, or disc bound planner. So it's easy to move stuff around at least. So if I do want to come back to the other class I was working on, I can just kind of pick those notes up where I left off. But for now, I want to focus on taking notes on this from the beginning. And I cannot wait to put my new desk together because this desk is too damn small. Okay. Yeah. So my life is not where I want it to be, but this is why I put deadlines on stuff, because if it was up to me, I would just wait until everything was perfect, and then I would never actually do anything. So I really didn't want to start. Like I, I'm gonna say it that way. I didn't really want to start my 100 days until I had like set up my new desk and everything. But honestly, like it's taking me so long to get everything the way I want it to. So I'm not going to let that stop me from getting stuff done. All right, so that's the end of that palm. So I'm going to keep going with this one. And I have my notebook ready. But yeah, that is highly is at the top of my list to do that. So see, I have my notebook. This one, like I said, it's on rings, so I can take papers off and put them wherever I want them to go. The little things, it's the little things. I'm like kind of choppy, but it doesn't look like I'm dropping frames. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm dropping frames, so hope for the best, hope for the best. Close this. Close this since that was never working. Close that. All right. What the heck is wrong with this computer, bro? Okay. I think it was actually VS Code that was tripping.
Direction. And it's not just images, to be clear. Another interesting thing that's popped up in the last couple of weeks is Google's Pathways language model, um, which can take any arbitrary English as text question and can create an answer which not only answers the question, but also explains its thinking, whatever it means for a language model to be thinking. One of the ones I found pretty amazing was that it can explain a joke. I'll let you read this. So this is actually a joke that probably needs explanations for anybody who's not familiar with TPUs. So this model just took the text as input and created this text as output. And so you can see, again, deep learning models doing things which I think very few, if any of us, would have believed would be maybe possible to do by computers even in our lifetime. This means that there is a lot of practical and ethical considerations. We will touch on them.
Why is my life so difficult? Let's see. Okay, hopefully. I'm just waiting for Chrome to die at this point. Think VS Code already. Oh, it restarted. Okay. So we'll just open Chrome again. Did it close yet? Yeah. Okay. I do not understand what is wrong with my computer right now, but let me just check what Twitch looks like. It's getting kind of late, so I might just have to call it since my computer's not participating with me right now. Okay, so now it finally switched over. I'm like, nothing is going right on it. See, can I get in the chat?